Hi students, this is Viswanath Chemistry Faculty for NEET and IIT exams. Last class we completed numericals related to change in Gibbs energy. Now see the next one. 1 mole of CH3COOH undergoes dimerization in vapor phase at 127 degrees Celsius as 2CH3COOH gives rise to CH3COOH twice. Calculate the change in standard entropy during dimerization if dimer formation is due to the two hydrogen bonds involved in dimer, each of 33 kilojoule strength, and the degree of dimerization of acetic acid is 98.2%. So 98.2% of acetic acid undergoes dimerization with two hydrogen bonds. Each hydrogen bond strength is given 33 kilojoule. Then we have to find out change in standard entropy delta S naught. We should find out. Okay. So initial moles, let it be 1. Initially only reactant is present, no product, so 1 mole 0. After some time from this 98.2% undergo dimerization, means in terms of decimals its value is 0.982. So this much moles is decreased from this, so 1 minus 0.982, that equal to 0.018, and same amount of moles is formed as dimer. So at equilibrium number of moles of reactant 0.018 and product 0.982. Now equilibrium constant K naught equal to product of concentrations of the product. Here CH3COOH twice divided by reactant's concentration CH3COOH whole power 2. So for product number of moles is this one 0.982 and reactant 2 into 0.018 whole square, that equal to 1515.4. This is equilibrium constant value. Next, enthalpy of dimerization. Two hydrogen bonds are involved in the dimerization. Each bond strength is 33 kilojoule. So 2 into 33 kilojoule, that equal to 66 kilojoule. Here we use minus because due to this dimerization process heat energy is released. That's why this energy is indicated by negative sign. Delta G naught equal to delta H naught minus T delta S naught, and standard change in Gibbs energy delta G naught equal to minus 2.303 RT log K naught. Here left side terms are equal, so we can equalize right hand side terms. Say this minus 2.303 RT log K naught equal to delta H naught minus T delta S naught. So here we should find out delta S naught. Standard change in standard entropy. This value we should find out, substitute remaining values, then we can get our answer. Delta S naught equal to minus 104.102 joule per mole. Okay. Next, Gibbs energy change and electrical work done in a electrochemical cell. Students, remember carefully, this electrochemical cell you will learn in electrochemistry in class 12. That means in plus 2 level in electrochemistry chapter you will learn about this electrochemical cell. It's very simple. By using redox reactions, how can we produce electrical energy? That is studied in electrochemical cell. Electrochemical cell is a device. By using this, we can produce electrical energy with the help of redox reactions. Now, this Gibbs energy change and electrical work done in electrochemical cell are related to each other by by this formula, delta G equal to minus NFE. In standard states, formula is delta G naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. Here E naught cell means standard EMF of this cell. Standard EMF of this cell formula is EMF electrode potential of the cathode minus electrode potential of the anode. N means number of electrons involved in a balanced electrochemical reaction. F means Faraday, its value 96,500 coulombs. Okay, now related to this formula, see the numericals. On the basis of available information from the reaction, 4/3 Al plus O2 gives rise to 2/3 Al2O3, delta G equal to minus 827 kilojoule mole inverse of O2. The minimum EMF required to carry out electrolysis of Al2O3 is, okay, here Al2O3 formation is given, delta G value is given for this reaction. Now for the electrolysis of Al2O3, minimum EMF required we should find out. So electrolysis means already we know that by using electricity chemical reactions are carried out, then that process is called electrolysis. Okay, here also Al2O3 electrolysis of Al2O3, that means by using electricity Al2O3 is decomposed to aluminum and oxygen. See here, by the electrolysis of Al2O3, how many moles are formed? 2/3 moles. So this amount we should conduct electrolysis process. 2/3 moles of Al2O3, we get 4/3 Al3 plus ion. How many moles of aluminum ions are formed? 4/3 moles. How many moles of oxide ions? Oxide ion means O2 minus, 2 moles of oxide ions. Okay, so see clearly, on the electrolysis of 2/3 moles of Al2O3, 2/3 Al2O3 gives rise to, we can get 4/3 moles of aluminum ion and 2 moles of oxide ion. Aluminum ion means cation. So this cation is attracted towards cathode and undergo reduction. 4/3 Al3 plus, 4/3 moles of Al3 plus ion plus 4 electrons, we can get 4/3 moles of aluminum. And anion is oxide ion. This ion attracted towards anode. Here oxidation takes place. Oxidation means removing of electrons. This anion, by losing electrons, undergo oxidation. 2O2 minus gives rise to O2 plus 4E minus. In both the reactions, number of electrons involved are same, that is 4 electrons. Here 4 electrons are released. Same 4 electrons are involved in reduction process. So here in the redox reaction, 4 electrons are involved. So N equal to 4. Standard change in Gibbs energy of the reaction, delta R G naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. This E naught cell we want. So substitute delta R G naught value, N value, F value. Then we can get answer. That is this one, 2.14 electron volts. So the minimum EMF required for the electrolysis of Al2O3 is 2.14 electron volts. Okay, see the next one. Consider the following reactions at 1000 degrees Celsius. Zn plus half O2 gives rise to ZnO. Delta G naught value is given minus 360 kilojoule per mole. C in the form of graphite, carbon in the form of graphite plus half O2 gives rise to CO. Delta G naught equal to minus 460 kilojoule per mole. Correct statement at 1000 degrees Celsius is, okay, for these given two reactions, delta G naught is negative. That means both the reactions are possible, because for any chemical reaction, delta G value is negative, those are possible. Here, see the options. Correct statement we want. Zinc can be oxidized by CO. ZnO can be reduced by carbon. Carbon monoxide can be reduced by zinc. Both A and B are correct. See this. From the given reactions, it is clear that formation of CO is more thermodynamically favored at 1000 degrees Celsius. Formation of CO in these two reactions, which one having more negative value? Second equation. That means formation of CO is thermodynamically more favorable. More negative value is there for any chemical reaction. The formation of that compound is more favorable compared to the less negative value. Here CO formation delta G value minus 460. For the first reaction minus 360. So formation of CO is more favorable based upon the thermodynamical conditions. That means ZnO can be reduced by carbon at this temperature. How can we get CO? Zinc oxide is treated with carbon, then we can get CO. Here CO formation is thermodynamically favorable, means zinc oxide treated with carbon to form CO. So zinc oxide plus ZnO plus C means zinc oxide is reduced to zinc. Students, understand answer carefully. In the given reactions, second equation, formation of CO having more negative delta G value. That means CO formation is more favorable condition, thermodynamically more favorable than first equation. How can we get CO? Zinc oxide treated with carbon, then we can get CO. What is the equation? ZnO plus C gives rise to Zn plus CO. ZnO, zinc, what is the oxidation state? +2. Product side, zinc is there. Zinc elemental form, what is the oxidation state? 0. +2 change it to 0 means oxidation state increases or decreases? Decreases. So ZnO can be reduced by carbon. This is the correct statement based upon these equations. I hope you understood this one. So second question, answer option B. Okay students, practice well. We will meet in the next class.